Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Marketing Water Cooler podcast. My name is Jeremy Francesi. Thanks for stopping by. Steph, what are we getting into on this one?
Let's talk about some marketing fundamentals.
Fundamentals. So we'll frame the fundamental side of we've been having conversations with opportunity and different clients. And sometimes I think companies go to market and they think about growth and think about lead generation, and they start thinking about, we need to generate revenue. Let's start the process of trying to market, get out of obscurity, bring attention to the business, and therefore create sales opportunities. The purpose of this episode is really, I want to hone in on a couple things to consider, not even before you hire an agency, just before you think about putting your foot on the gas. And first, we'll talk about customer experience. The second thing is a little bit about sales infrastructure, the ability to handle inbound information. And then the third will kind of keep open-ended depending on where we go with the episode. But we'll start off with customer experience. It's not uncommon for us to work with organizations that are like, we want to drive revenue, we want to create opportunity. And honestly, I like that because I want to be accountable to growth. I think we want to find a way to move the business forward. But here's something to consider. When I talk about marketing fundamentals, what I'm talking about is, are you still guessing on what makes you valuable? And where we work with organizations is, when I say we work with organizations that are proven in what they do, what I'm talking about is, if they're in private equity, they've successfully managed capital, raised it, identified deals, deployed it, managed the asset, done whatever they've done with it, whether it's a business or it's a property or whatever it may be, and they've offloaded, had a liquidity event, and they've moved on. They know what business they're in and how to execute it and how to take care of their customer, whether that's cyber, whether it's technology, it's healthcare, whatever the industry is. They've worked out the kinks of what business they're in. And the reason I want to highlight that is, if you haven't done that part yet, it can be very difficult for marketing to truly be effective, not because it won't give you attention, it won't get you out of obscurity, but because even if you have new opportunity, the experience for the customer is not going to be optimal. They're going to come into a system where there's no clean, organized way of entering the organization as an interested party, learning about things, identifying the partner, the potential for partnership, and moving your way through, as whether it's an investor in a private equity group, a shareholder, whether you're a client, whether it's a project, whether it's a long-term agreement. If you haven't figured out and proven how you are valuable, then what you're marketing is a guess. You're guessing what makes you valuable. And you're hoping that it's interesting enough where when people come meet with you, it's a good enough experience where people can come into your process and work with you. But I really do strongly encourage companies to take a step back and think about, do we have a great customer experience? Have you had enough reps to develop a good customer experience? You can't do it on the first one. So you do need a little bit of marketing because you need the opportunity to work out the kinks. But that doesn't mean you have to put $50,000 into a monthly Facebook ad strategy to try to pour gasoline on your strategy and grow the thing to the moon. Think about your the same way SaaS products talk about product market fit. I really encourage, especially service-based businesses, to get the fundamentals down. Develop a great customer experience. Understand how you deliver on your promise. That way, when you do use marketing, whether it's lead generation or demand generation, to bring things to your front door, you're prepared for those opportunities. Because if you're not, then you're going to spend a lot of money in marketing, whether it's to create content or to run ads. And there's going to be a number of those clients that could have been good wins that end up walking away because you just haven't figured it out yet. And it's okay. You're going to learn, but it's not the most effective way to do it. So look at your customer experience, talk to them about it. Hey, here are 15, 20 clients. Talk to them about, hey, where can we improve our process? How can we do things better? Be a little bit vulnerable. Talk to them about, we want to be able to grow. Where can we improve the sales process or the customer journey in supporting you? Go back to the drawing board, improve your customer experience. We talk to clients that, hey, where can we improve things? Then we get better. And so as we market and grow, we're able to apply those things to marketing. And so we'll kind of isolate it on that. Any comment on that piece? We'll isolate on the customer experience piece.
Yeah, I'm sort of wondering how the best way to go about reaching your customer base is, in terms of sounding like genuinely interested in looking for feedback and not just like, here's our Yelp form, please fill it out.
You hit it on the head, right? It's the same thing that and look, scaling customer feedback when you have a lot of customers, it's hard. but it's also controllable. Go talk to people. Like, everybody in the company can be a part of customer feedback. If you have a product team, why can't they talk to customers? And here's also the piece. It doesn't mean phone call. Get in a forum, get in a Slack channel, go talk to people, right? And if you have a very large client base, why not build the community to have consistent feedback? Airtable has monster communities where people are talking about Airtable. So they have a built-in engine of feedback to improve their product. If you're a service provider, you know what? If you're a lawyer and you're trying to figure out how to scale your law firm and customer experience is everything because it's such a word of mouth oriented business, then go figure out the 10, 20 clients that really have a good relationship with you and it'll give it to you straight. I mean, I genuinely, and to the clients that may watch this or listen to this, like, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I ask them and say, hey, the only way we continue to be incredibly valuable to you is by growing. Talk to me about how we can improve. And they know I mean it because the way I frame it, and you got to honestly mean it. It really is that simple. You have to frame it in a way, if you're going to talk to them verbally and say, look, I'm looking for feedback. You've always been honest with me and we have your best interest in mind. We know we're not perfect, but we know that what we bring is valuable. Walk me through some of the things that we could have done better to take it from a B to an A+. Right? You're not saying it's not about failure or success, but it's about, the world is about great, good, average, bad. How can I go from good to great? How can I go from great to excellent? If you can go get those 10 clients, those 15 clients, 20 clients, build an environment for honesty, and then say, look, we've obviously had some success here, but I'm looking for you to give me feedback on ways we can improve our customer experience. I think if you have the right clients, they'll give you real feedback. And then you listen to it. Here's another way we do it. When we do content, I ask our clients one question in almost every production run that we do if they're client facing. If you could give any client any type of feedback, tell them anything without consequence, what would it be? If you had to have the objective of improving the relationship. So you think about somebody client facing, I'm like, hey, you've been doing this for 10 years. If you had to tell them something to improve the relationship, but there's no consequence, what would you tell that client? You start to amass a lot of information. So you do that with, we did that with a dozen people that are all client facing. 80% of them said that people were coming to them with unrealistic timelines, and that put pressure on the relationship. They were saying, we need this done tomorrow, right? And they're like, it's not about effort and energy. It's about protocol. We just can't get it done in that time. So I look at it then and say, create media, marketing, white papers, content to communicate ahead where they're not in market ready to buy from you. When they're just like, we have a problem, we need to solve it. And you say, here's the appropriate understanding of timeline based on this type of a process, journey, certification, etc. Here's what we've learned after 20 years in this business is here's what it's going to take. Use your marketing to get ahead of the problem so that when they come to your doorstep, when 80% of them are saying, look, we don't have the capacity to do it in that timeline, it's just not possible. You're not the message and you're not the messenger. You're not the bad guy. They should know it already. Or you share with them before that first meeting, hey, this is a good resource for you to check out. It's really helped us set the relationship up for success. I'm super excited for our meeting on Tuesday, but check out this 90-second video. Check out this little quick blog we put together. Listen to your customers and also listen to your people. So you can use marketing to extract the answers, or you go direct to your customers, but you got to get the customer experience down. It's not about not marketing. This isn't binary, 0 and 1s. But you got to get the customer experience down before you really, really look to scale out marketing. And then we'll kind of shift into that last piece, right? It's the sales infrastructure. Let's say you're ready. Let's say you have a great customer experience. When we talk to companies, like, we really want to grow from this to this. We want to expand. I always ask, like, okay, if you had 20 new sales opportunities a month, would you be able to handle it? And I know that sounds like a very obvious, dumb question to ask, but I really think that it's like, we don't need to go on this topic for a long time. If you had 20 meetings a month added to your calendar, what would happen? Would you have to hire people or could you handle it? Do you have the process down or not? We're not a company that's going to come in and build your sales process. It's not what we get paid to do, but that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in revenue. Just because I'm not selling that solution doesn't mean I don't care about it. We can create demand, we can create interest, we can create positioning and branding to make you the authority. But if you have 20 meetings on the calendar of opportunity, but you have no infrastructure in place, then I might call Chris and introduce you to Chris. Like, Chris is going to help you. I might call somebody that we know and have a good relationship with and say, you guys should have a conversation. So it comes down to when you're looking at the fundamentals, have you gotten the basics down of what makes your business excellent? So you know what to expect when you're talking to clients to tell them what to expect. And if you're ready to grow and scale, have you gotten it down where you know how to handle new leads? Do you have a process down? If you have a couple of those things, if you have those locked in and ready to go, then marketing becomes pure offense and pure blocking and tackling. Where do we need to go? How can we position ourselves? How do we get to our goals? We want to go from 30 million to 100. Let's do it, because you know how to service customers, you know how to communicate, and you know what both parties should expect in the relationship. That's what it comes down to. Anything you'd add?
No, I think that sounds pretty well rounded to me. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. We'll keep talking in future episodes about this. Again, a lot of this content, as you can tell, and we're going to close out in a minute. Like, a lot of the content we're trying to get ahead of it is really educating you on whether you work with us or not, things you should know to get the best out of the relationship. Some companies just aren't ready to lean into marketing and bring in a third party and do certain things. And that's okay. But you could take 3 months and step back and analyze the situation and put yourself in an incredible position to then step forward. It really is the adage of take, what is it? Two steps back, take 3 steps forward, or whatever it is. Like, sometimes that really is the case. I know you want to move forward. I know you want to grow. I know you want new business, but do you know if your customer experience is good? And do you have a duplicatable process to serve new clients? And if you haven't figured that out, then it's a really good opportunity to step back, put things in place, learn, whether it's by marketing extraction from your staff or talking to customers, then go to work. And you'll see a lot of success. And so with that in mind, thank you guys for stopping by. We're episodes live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You guys know the deal. Thank you. And we'll be back for more very soon. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around to the end. If you liked the video, smash the like button and hit subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the new episodes. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We will fold them into future episodes and make sure that you get the help and the answers you're really looking for all things marketing and communications.